Have you ever told your boss that you appreciated them? I thought so. Today on Zippy Point.
Quick Zips by Zippy Point.
Quick and dirty. I'm Brock Romanek and I'm a big fan of yous. So when I was doing my research for the career advice paperback that John Jenkins and I co-authored a few years ago, 101 Pro Tips, I spoke to a number of my peers who have been in law firms for most of their careers. Many of them bemoaned the state of affairs with associates these days, that associates had essentially gotten smarter, at least that's how I see it, and they were placing greater emphasis on their quality of life, trying to have a personal life to the extent they could. Basically going into their first job, their first year out of law school, knowing that they weren't going to stick it out in the law firm, that the grass was indeed greener. So I can see how that wouldn't play well with a group of folks that did indeed stick it out, that worked most weekends, late into the night on most weekdays for years on end. And they wanted the next generation to pay their dues like they did. But in many cases, that may be wishful thinking. And I say good riddance to that lifestyle. Just because you are dumb enough to do that doesn't mean that others should follow suit. So when am I getting to the gratitude part of this Vid-Guide? Well, that's where I'll admonish the young folks out there to be more respectful of their elders. Now, they might not be getting appreciation back. That happens too often, and maybe that's a subject for another Vid-Guide. But here I'm saying young people should take the time to be grateful and actually express it to the older generation that takes the time to teach them. If you find lawyers in your firm willing to teach you, be grateful, because it's not really in the partner's best interest to do much for you based on the dysfunctional business model of law firms where it's basically every man and woman for themselves. Thinking back to my bosses over the years, I remember them all fondly, and I'm sure I showed my appreciation in some small ways, but I'm not sure I ever really looked them in the eye or wrote them a handwritten note saying how lucky I was. So maybe I should do that now. Well, I should list them off. I'll spare you. So this is not about turning that frown upside down. Who doesn't hate that saying? What I'm saying is that if you're genuinely appreciative of someone in your life, take 5 minutes to express it in a way that you feel comfortable with. You'll be doing it as much for you as you're doing it for them. It's hard to be angry at the world when you're feeling appreciative. But that's a whole other ball of wax, something that I recently blogged about on my mindfulness site, realgoodfresh.com. Anyways, let me know what you think.